Hello, hello.
Hello.
How you doing today?
I'm alright. A little tired, but
You game?
we take those at this point.
Oh yeah. You had a good time in the hockey game?
Yeah. They lost 5-2, but it was a good time.
Okay. At least there was some scoring, you know.
Yeah. Looks like we had a game last night, so.
We did have a game last night. It was a fun cast, but after I figured out how to change the title, it was a good time.
Yeah. I saw you put it in quotation marks, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah. Oh, did it add the quotations
Yeah.
on it? That's funny. I didn't know that it did that. I was trying to do the programmer thing where you like put it in the quotations so it takes the whole string. I just assumed it would leave that off, but it didn't. That's
No. It added those in. I had to remove them today. It's
all right.
whatever. We're live, by the way, so we are bantering live.
I don't know.
Don't you work for Twitch? How do you not know this, Lane? Yeah, I'm sure he knows every little small thing there is to know about the gigantic website twitch.television. So.
Yeah, I'm actually a huge streamer, so I know everything about how to stream, all the ways to change things, how to stream on other channels, you know. A good time.
What I don't understand, so I have the normal Champion Select music that I have. I had to crank it, so it's very loud in my headset, but it's like barely registering on the stream.
I had the same thing last night.
I don't know exactly why it's so muted, but
yeah, I had the exact same thing last night. I had to like put it to where I could barely hear Kyler, so that the stream would be able to hear.
It is just blasting through my headset. Well, we're getting into lobby for game number 1. Everybody is here now. I haven't seen a draft link. I don't know if we need a draft link. I don't
think we do a draft link. I think it's just all through client, but we'll see.
You have to do the client draft?
I don't know if you have to, because there's no tournament codes, but from what I was reading through, it doesn't look like there's any relegation like for or against, or rule for or against doing the 2 drafts. So we'll see what happens.
It's also rough because like a lot of these players you would probably recognize by their regular IGNs, but because they're playing on accounts that presumably have enough champions that they can draft on, it looks a little funny. There's quite a few different names that we'll have to adjust to.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Oh, no, we're doing draft law. Okay.
Cool.
At least Snow2 has agreed that we're doing draft law, and I have no reason to go against him, so there's a link for you.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I had to leave lobby just so I didn't get too crowded in there.
That's why I sent it to you. We're doing it.
I feel like we're going to play a lot of red side today.
Alright, their team has readied. Waiting on our boys to ready up. All right, we're in to Champion Select for game number 1. Welcome to the North American Challenger League qualifier. I'm Maris. My co-caster's Lane. We're the 2 co-owners of Return of the Middle Sticks. I'm sure most of the people on the stream currently know that. Yeah, we got Swiss action the next 2 days. Basically, got to win 3 games to qualify for the next round. Lose 3 games and you're out. This is game 1. It's TikTok Tony Top. It's Return of the Middle Sticks premiere. It's Lipo Lane. How do you feel?
Feeling great. It feels good to finally be here. I know the guys are super excited to have made the qualifier this time around. And so I'm just looking forward to a great slate of games.
Yeah, it should be fun regardless. We just blew through bans. Targeting Sex Haver Simon, aka Speezy Bear. Taken out his Talon and his Master Yi, as well as Varus, Zaya Setwani, Nautilus all gone. Ash is the first pick for TikTok Tony Top, and now RotM gets to answer. Are we going to see Ash Caitlyn versus Zeri Lulu? Is that the world that we live in?
It is trending that way, especially with Zaya off the table. You've got no Zyra Khan answer here. And so we see the Zeri Lulu lock in pretty quick there for RotM after a short discussion on the Zeri pick. Now we see what TikTok Tony is going to respond with.
Yeah, it's a crisp noon here in Central Time. I'm sure Lane had to wake up early, get some coffee rolling for the 9 a.m. call time for the team.
I'm usually up at 7, so it's not too bad for me, but 10 a.m. is pretty early for Pacific players, so.
Yep, the East Coast bias is strong with this tournament setup. Wukong Aurelian Soul locked in for TTTT.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see the A-Soul picks. I think it's been fun to watch LCS this last weekend. I think it got quite a few plays. And even in games where it got behind, looked like it was doing a lot towards the end of games when it got the opportunity to scale. Definitely some scary moments from some teams that were down quite big gold deficits. So if the A-Soul doesn't really get punished in the early game, can really take over.
Yeah, the Jax lock in, presumably for Hoarder. It's a good takeaway from Tony Top, who, as you can see, has his Jax logo for their team logo.
Yeah,
a little bit of calling his shot, I imagine, for Hoarder.
Yeah, definitely something he's very comfortable on, and you know, if it gets to that second phase, is definitely going to lose out on probably being able to pick it. That being said, now RTM doesn't get the opportunity to counterpick. I mean, they get their counterpicks because they see it here, but leaving that red side to the last pick, they could have potentially gotten a counter for Hoarder, but he's pretty confident on the pick, and so they elect to pick it R3 here. Now RTM will be able to answer the mid and jungle picks.
Yeah, hovering Talia would be a pretty interesting pick here, and that's going to be locked in, theoretically flex between jungle and mid, so it doesn't completely show your hand, but tends to trend toward jungle.
Yeah, and I like the Caitlyn ban from RTM. Like you mentioned earlier, you thought the Ashe Caitlyn into the double range, kind of being able to poke out and annoy the Zeri Lulu. Without the Caitlyn on the table, we'll definitely have not as good of a, but we got Kennen lock in.
Yeah, Kennen into the Jax presumably, and you're looking for an AD. Maybe they're just gonna completely mess with us here. This would be remarkable. Okay, the Samira. I'm a big fan of a lot of these things they're hovering, but I don't think that they synergize particularly well with Ashe. So I'd be kind of surprised to see any of them locked in. That's more expected.
Yeah.
There's the Jhin for the double poke lane. You can't get Caitlyn, so you go Jhin. Now you have a bunch of range CC to try to lock down anything, really. And now it's up to RotM to slam down their last pick, which they're hovering jungle, which would put Max on the Talia.
Yeah. I know Spizzy's definitely been looking to get in some more J4 games, so RTM definitely with the team fighting comp here. Both these teams going to be looking to skirmish pretty often. Definitely want to try to make sure ASOL doesn't get too punished in this mid lane. I think that's where RTM can spend a lot of their focus, because if the ASOL gets behind early, it's going to be a while till he gets back in the game. He'll be powerful, but delaying that power curve is really important for RTM.
Yeah, and the Talia Jarvan synergy is pretty strong, all things considered. It's a really strong 2v2 mid jungle. So I like the looks that we're seeing out of both teams. This is a pretty interesting draft. On the other side, you have the Wukong for your initial circle, and then the Kennen to follow up with an even bigger circle to lock people down. And that feels like a pretty easy to execute draft for success. So we'll get into second draft. Well, yes, we've had one, but what about second draft?
Don't forget your seconds. Yeah. The comps here are pretty interesting. I think TikTok Tony Top is gonna have a really good time playing around the Ashe Jhin. You can really do a lot with the pick potential. Starting that off with like Ashe R or Jhin R, being able to like catch up with your Wukong and Kennen. That's how they're gonna look to combo, and then ASOL just coming in for the extra damage over the top. RTM, on the other hand, gonna want to play around their top side this game. You pick the Zeri Lulu to have kind of that late game insurance. Don't really care what happens in lane as long as you don't get too far behind. And then you get your other lanes ahead. Jarvan gonna be looking to be all over the map in this early game, ganking right from level 3 pretty much.
Yeah, so as the teams get reoriented on our screen, let's take just a quick step back. Again, NACL qualifiers, it's a little bit of a slog to actually finish this tournament, but this first stage, pretty easy to understand. You get 5 games over the next 2 days. We have 2 today, 3 tomorrow. You have to win 3 to qualify for the GSL bracket stage. You lose 3 and you're eliminated. This is TikTok Tony Top, the number 3 overall seed, formerly Godel Gamers. They dropped their branding in between OQ1 and OQ2 for reasons that I don't know that I'm allowed to talk about on an official NACL cast. We qualified for the first one, but we're seed number 33, the first team on call for the first OQ. Number 30 this time, and the way the Swiss works is through these seeds that were arbitrarily, I don't want to say arbitrarily, some very
Voted
intelligent
on, yeah.
and some unintelligent people voted, and we got slotted into slot number 30, which means that no matter what, we'll have the third hardest run through the Swiss bracket according to their seeding, which makes it an uphill battle. And it's going to start now with, honestly, some pretty big names on the other team. They're hiding behind their accounts right now, but Tony Top has been in amateur challenger league up and down pretty frequently, so Snow 2 is a name I recognize.
And actually, their jungle is name swapped, but that's iconic. That used to play for Golden Guardians, so yeah, they've got a lot of really noticeable players from their time in flirting with the academy system and even getting some LCS certs. So,
but yeah, if you click on any of these players on Leaguepedia, you can see a pretty in-depth league history. And if you look at our players, this is a lot of their first excursion into the world of ultra competitiveness, which is exciting for them and a little bit scary. We're a little bit of an unknown. We'll see if we can throw a curveball into the rest of the gears here. Yeah, I don't know that I have a huge amount more to say about that, but It's a really exciting time to be a middle stick, and it's an exciting NACL qualifier. This is always fun. You have 32 teams thinking that they can make the Challenger League right now, and by the end of the day, we'll have a couple of hearts on the verge of being broken. So.
Yeah, and I think the teams at the bottom really have a chance to play upset to some of the seeds at the top. Basically, if you're ranked at the bottom, you're going to be playing against the top seed because each round after this one, you just play whatever the highest matchup would be, pretty much. And so we're going to be probably playing a lot of red side today since the higher seed gets side selection. But looking to just play some spoiler, try to take a win off some of these top teams and see if we can get the ball rolling.
Yeah, it's a weird situation where so if we were to lose this game, you still get the third highest ranked loser, assuming that the other two teams above us lost. But if one of those teams below us scores that upset, if Contingency or I forget the other team, I think it's UC San Diego.
UC San Diego,
score an upset win, then all of a sudden we get the number one seed. We get Team Fish Taco staring us down in in round 2. So a lot of opportunities potentially to take on some of the best players in North America and see how we stack up. But 1 minute left on our spectator delay. I'm nervous. I can't imagine how nervous the players are.
That's for sure. Yeah, we definitely tried to get them prepped it early. Had an hour before game call time. Tried to correct their sleep schedules for them to be up bright and early today with the early start time. So hopefully everybody brings their A game, and the week of practice has been quite a bit trying to integrate our new jungle for NACL. Of course, Lexus was playing with the team, but couldn't make the NACL dates because of work on the weekends. So brought in another jungle to be able to run this tournament with them, and has done great so far. So looking forward to seeing how the team meshes today with all the work they put in this week.
Yeah, and I don't know if Lexus will see this, but did want to give a shout out. He's been really supportive to the guys, and it's good to see him. I don't want to say accepting of the substitute role, because that's not where we ideally want him to be, but yeah.
Well, it was really like team player of him. He was actually the one that approached me and was like, hey, if you should give my starting spot away for the ACL game yesterday so that these guys can get more practice together. And because I originally had him slated to play in the game last night, and for him to do that is really speaks to the character of him, and I appreciate that a lot, and I'm sure the guys do too.
Well, here we are onto the rift for game number 1. Return of the Middle Sticks premiere on the red side, TikTok Tony Top on the blue, and here we go. I imagine you won't see a whole lot of shenanigans happening in these early games. Once you get a little desperate, maybe we'll start seeing the level 1s, but I can't imagine that we'll see too much on the invade in game number 1.
Yeah, each win and loss is really important. So if you can like sneak a win here, both teams I think are really not wanting to do that. But as we get later in the day, if people are sitting on 2 losses, I expect people to maybe look to do some level 1 shenanigans, some late invade shenanigans, and try to just get an early advantage for themselves from the get-go, and just say, hey, we're on our last legs here. Let's see if we can sneak out a win.
Yeah, I think Sunday is where you'll start seeing the shenanigans, but today, probably pretty straight up. Teams just want to see how they measure up against each other, and yeah, here we go. Minions spawn walking down mid lane to their death, and we're in it. Both junglers starting red side, so we got opposite pathings. One little funny word there from Return of the Middle Sticks, should be able to spot Wallflower as he passed toward his raptors, but relatively in the dark, although I'm sure you'll suspect seeing Zeri Lulu in the bottom lane. And
Yeah, both junglers actually starting leashless here, so neither team really knows exactly where they started. We are that ward might catch Wukong that's in his jungle,
That's so
but it
much
doesn't
damage
look
onto
like it.
Caspian. Level
Yeah.
1 Levitate doing a lot. Caspian really low. Snow can't quite get the last auto, but just that huge trade going to force Caspian back, and it's going to be rough for a little bit here in the bottom lane. The Ashe Jhin lane, not very fun to play against, as it turns out.
Yeah, the double range here is going to be really hard to deal with for the Zeri. You're really just looking to play as safe as possible, try to pick up as much farm as you can in the laning phase, and try not to. You're basically just trying to get out of this lane phase deathless, so that you can scale into the mid and late game.
Yeah, and Hawkshot even going to spat out Speezy, so no shenanigans happening there as Wallflower looks for a little invade and is going to spot the Jarvan. Wukong a little bit stronger than Jarvan this early on in a straight-up 1v1, and you have the shove in your bottom lane to help secure this, so Wallflower just muscles his way on in, going to steal the blue buff away from Speezy.
Yeah, not really much ROTM can do about it, but Speezy might try to smite it away here and does actually get that, but the bot lane is on the way here.
Yeah, Wallflower a little bit low, but Levitate and Snow going to be the first ones to rotate. Caspian's only level 2. The root lands onto Speezy. Wallflower hits him up for first blood.
Yeah, and he gets the blue buff, but needed to leave right after getting it for sure. Kind of looked like he was hanging around waiting for the bot lane of RTM to maybe respond, but there's really nothing that the Zeri Lulu can do against Ashe Jhin in this early game. So gets the blue buff, but in the end loses his life, and first blood going over to TikTok Tony Top.
Yeah, Hoarder's been pretty aggressive up on the top side. And now already back in, Speezy takes a lot of damage from the... I guess it wasn't that much damage. He had the little shield, but spotted immediately. So hard to pull off surprise ganks as a jungler when your path is just completely 100% known by the enemy team.
Yeah, and this counter pick for Tony Top has looked really, really good. The Kennen just doing quite a bit into. It's really hard for
Hoarder in trouble, Caspian in trouble.
Yeah.
A lot of low health bars, but RTM able to escape on both sides, and it's already a 1,500 gold lead for Quadra T.
Yeah, RTM kind of electing into these losing lanes. There's really not a lot of room for Jarvan to kind of find ganks here, so mid lane is like the one pressure point that RTM can use. With Max hitting 6 soon, look to maybe use that Talia wall to help your side lanes out that are getting shoved in here. That opens some gank opportunities.
Yeah, Hoarder teleports back in, immediately tries to counter-strike in the face of Tony, and I'm not going to try the Chinese name, I'm sorry. He's just Tony today. Unless somebody comes out with a flawless pronunciation guide for me. Yeah, Speezy already looking bottom again, but gets spotted by the Hawkshot from Snow. They're not particularly perturbed by him because Kratos X Thor is there, and the W lands from Levitate. Hoarder picks up the solo kill on the top side, though, and RotM's on the board. It's 2-1. That's a positive.
Yeah, they're kind of just slowly bleeding, though. These lanes getting shoved in, and you see all that pressure that the bot lane has been able to put on, finally boiling over into a kill on Caspian. Coin flips up, trying to desperately hold the wave here so that Caspian can catch it here, but Max
is sipping his way in. Yeah, he's got the movement speed. He's in onto Snow. Doesn't quite land the seismic shove because of the flash from Snow, and at least alleviating some of the pressure. A little bit of that CS will go over to Caspian. It's a little bit of a cost, though, because already the shove in mid is going to crash that wave into tower, and there's no CS lead for Return of the Middle Sticks anywhere, and now Max in a little trouble, has to shove Kratos X Thor away.
Yeah, the big thing is that flash being down should be a pretty easy gank here for J4, who's going to be hitting 6 here soon. No way out for the Ashe, and Max could maybe link up with the wall that he was able to save, just ending up walking down to bot lane to blow that flash.
Yeah, that is one of the downsides of Ashe support is not particularly maneuverable. Can't get over a wall unless you have flash, so could potentially lock the Ashe in and look for a kill if you get an opportunity to. But so far, the Aurelion Soul's been doing a good job equalizing the shove from Talia.
Yeah, with all of the pressure that TikTok has created for themselves, they're going to be able to take up this first dragon 7 minutes into the game. RTM kind of playing to the opposite side here. We see Jarvan moving up the top lane. Here comes a gank.
He's behind the cannon. I don't know that they have the best angle on this gank, but they're still able to chase him down. No flash on the cannon, so he is locked in this pit. Pops the Slicing Maelstrom, just trying to get out, but Hoarder's able to take him down for his second kill of the game.
Yeah, and he really needs that kill, but there's
going
to be a
danger on the
response
bottom
on
side. Yeah, Wallflower has level 6. Cyclone ripping through Caspian, already 1 kill. Clean, as you like, on the dive, and coin flips up. Should be the next victim as well. Levitate takes that one last tower shot. That was a super clean dive for 2 kills on the bottom side for TTT.
Yeah, everything coming up really good there for TikTok Tony top. Able to get those 2 kills on the bot side, and they made that dive look so easy.
Nice and crisp, as you would expect when your one is diving.
Yeah. Buffered that aggro very beautifully.
Yeah. Speezy has a CS lead, so that's pretty cool. We're doing it. I know it's hard to find. It's not hard to find positives, but right now it looks like this top side's going to have a really impact game in order to get ROTM back in it. It's hard sitting at 4-2 with a 2,000 gold lead, but you know the quality of the players in the game, and it makes it that much more difficult to catch a throw.
Yeah, Hoarder is kind of the one lane that ROTM has kind of played around. Has gotten some kills in, found some success. Of course, down on CS a little bit, but with the Rift Herald in Spizzy's pocket, they might go ahead and move that up to top to try to get some additional gold onto this Jax pick.
It just feels like anytime anyone from RotM moves, they're immediately spotted by either the Ashe Hawkshot or a Vision Plant. It's been really impressive, actually, from TikTok Tony top, but in comes the wall into top lane. Max not quite able to find the knockback, and Slicing Maelstrom is already back up. Hoarder can't quite find that amount of damage onto Tony, and he'll be able to escape the gank. But Spizzy, up on the top side, has the Rift Herald available. They'll crash it into the tower, potentially. Get some tower plates.
Yeah,
he gets the interrupt. He might get the kill.
Ooh,
Tony very low, and there it is. Max picks up his first kill of the game, and now, I would imagine, the Rift Herald. I'm calling my shot. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I really like how TikTok immediately moves to bot side as they see RTM do something. The cross mapping here has been super clean. As soon as they're seen on their map where they're making a play, they go to the opposite side of the map and push Caspian and coin flips up out of that bot lane. So in the end, it's going to be a trade of towers, even with the Rift Herald summoned up. So it doesn't feel too bad for them, even though the cannon kill goes over to RTM.
I didn't see what happened mid, but Caspian had to burn his cleanse, so doesn't have that defensive summoner available, and they really can't put pressure down onto the Aurelion Soul, even in a 2v1.
Yeah, Caspian is pretty far behind here. TikTok's done a really good job of pressuring that lane and making sure that he isn't able to do much, trying to delay that scaling as much as possible from the Zeri. And already out to about a 2k gold lead.
Yeah, Rod of Ages, though, completed for Kratos X Thor at 11 minutes, so he'll be fully online at 21, and that's that'll be scary times to try to fight the big space dragon once he gets all of the extra health and mana in his inventory.
Yeah, really would have liked to see RTM maybe try to punish the pick in the early game here, but gets out of lane really cleanly, and that's very scary, knowing that the Ace Hole is really going to be online here in a few minutes.
Is the Counter-Strike just permanently? No, it's not permanently. Okay. I was going to say, every time we've flashed over Hoarder, he's just had a circle around him. I didn't quite know what that was. But Wallflower's up here. Going to try to get the... It's not a shutdown, luckily, onto Hoarder, but at least stop some of the momentum. Oh! The snipe from Levitate from the river picks up the kill. And...
Yeah, we're used to Ash getting those snipes off, but Jin walking over to collect the extra gold, and now 3 kills onto Levitate.
Oh, and they spot Speezy hanging out in the bottom river. They have the intuition that they've needed this game. They've been able to spot Speezy pretty much everywhere. He hasn't had a single second to himself this whole game.
Yeah, and that's the power of the Ash vision, being able to like check things without having to step up, being able to see large swaths of the map, and just used really excellently here by Snow.
Able to clear this mid wave. It's still under siege. Already lost 2 plates. Third one should be this next wave. And the amount of gold collected on these tower plates is going to stack up pretty nicely for TTTT. They'll pick up their second dragon.
Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty easy non-contest from RTM. They're still trying to kind of wait through here, trying to wait for some of their items to come up, but didn't quite get the cancel.
Yeah, very close in that last, what is it, like 0.35 seconds that you can't cancel it, I think, is the official number. It might be 0.5 for a nice round one, but... Kratos X Thor has Sky's Descend now, so gets even a little scarier to walk into the dragon. He'll have that big old meteor.
Oh yeah. Did you get up to speed on the ASOL renames? Did you?
No.
No.
We're making it up as we go. It's like Comet Fall is the basic one, and then oh, it's Falling Star, and then Sky's Descend on the big one. I couldn't tell you any of his other ability names. Dive coming onto Hoarder. Speezy's here, but just not quite in time. Even the teleport used by Aurelion Sol. Oh, the cross map. Ash ult will find him, and it's a double kill for Tony.
Yeah, it just feels like RTM is just a step behind these plays, but Lagros Max gets the stun.
Yeah, Max doing his best. He'll dodge out of the star. Just takes a casual 216 damage for his trouble. And now the shove continues on mid. Tower plates fall off, but they'll still be happy to claim that tower gold here in the mid lane. Even get the root down, open up the curtains. Max takes 1, Caspian takes 2, and they should be out of there. It was a nice little sneak by on the 4th shot in case Max had been cheating a little bit to that top side. But oh, he gets his recall interrupted again. Max just not allowed to recall this game.
No, and I think he probably has his item. Yeah, does on the recall here. So it's going to be interesting to see where RTM decides to make their stand. They're kind of just slowly losing here. TikTok is doing a great job of just pressing their advantage, kind of grouping up, getting some of these outer objectives. But RTM is going to have to make their choice to fight and get back in this game at some point.
Yeah, and Hoarder was the big bright spot, but has now been shut down twice. You like using the word shut down, even though it's not. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Oh, this Ash.
Caspian is in a little bit of trouble here. Yeah, a lot of damage coming out, but able to zap over the wall. Zip over the wall.
Yeah, and that cleanse is going to be down now for quite a bit, which gives you an opportunity to maybe look for a pick. That Ash arrow, of course, is going to be up way before the cleanse comes back. So, but it's just really hard for RTM to have any space here.
Well, Wallflower, Snow, circling around, just getting the poke over this wall. They've forced ROTM back into the little corridor behind their inner turrets while they drop the second Rift Herald. Sheila does her job taking that tower. Oh, Hoarder looking for an engage. Can't quite find the counter strike onto anyone. good flash by Snow to be able to get away. They're still continuing to force. In comes the Weaver's Wall. Wallflower maybe a little bit caught, but still has his flash available. Speezy locks him up into the Cataclysm. They'll finally take him down. Coin Sup takes the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Tries to go in just looking for a little bit of crowd control, but Tony in there. It's a big wombo. They're just opening up the curtains, and it's a double kill for Kratos X Thor. Levitate picks one up as well. And Caspian, the last one alive for ROTM. He's stunned under the tower. The dragon flies in, and they'll share the kill with the Jhin. Really great combo from TTT.
Yeah, really nice play there. RTM trying to force. I do get the Wukong, but used so much in that engage to try to chase him down. And then Tony Top had a great ward placed by Snow there to TP onto, and just gets a 3-4 man ult on the Kennen and just wipes the team. It's going to be pretty hard for RTM to come back from that now. Almost already up to, is that a 9k gold lead for TikTok? Gonna try to maybe fight around this Drake, but there's not too many more chances that RTM can take.
I mean, you can take as many as you want. You'll just eventually lose the Nexus. Max trying to kite back away. Gets hit by the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. This Ashe support has just been a disgusting pressure point for TikTok. And now Caspian trying to kite through Hoarder looking for his engage opportunity, but now it might be Wallflower picking his point. Oh, the skies descend for a double kill. He'll pick up the triple as well. Kratos X Thor on the Aurelion Soul. Speezy, the last one alive, gets locked up. The Kennen steals that one, and that might be curtains for ROTM here in game one. We'll see how much they're able to push. Wallflower's going to take the dragon. It looks like they're not set on ending just yet, but 1847 in, it's dire.
Yeah, Snow has just been so big on this Ashe pick, hitting like so many cross map arrows, scouting out with the vision on the hawk shot, and then putting down a lot of pressure in lane with the volley.
Well, Max may be caught farming. They're going to teleport in. They might be able to get this big shutdown. That is 1,000 gold if they're able to track down the Aurelion Soul. Hoarder with the jump strike over the wall. They're going to follow him with the Weaver's Wall, using all of their abilities that they can. Share the gold. They give the shutdown to Caspian. I don't think they wanted to give it to Caspian, but he zips over there and takes it for himself anyway. It's 1,000 gold in his pocket. That's a good shutdown for ROTM. It gets them back to 10k down.
Yeah. And that's a nice pickup there. Kind of good recognition from RTM, realizing no one else is there. But
looking for Snow. He doesn't have flash either, so that also goes over to Caspian. He's back in there. Watch the Zeri, I guess, from now on. I don't think that last one was a shutdown, but 1,300 extra gold feels pretty good.
Yeah, it definitely does. Still down 3k compared to the Jhin, but it's a start.
He's in it.
Yeah.
Oh, Speezy even steals the Scuttle Crab away from Wallflower. He's dead for it. Oh, no, he isn't. Ooh, that was a good buffer. He's out.
Oh. Trying to escape the Jhin.
The casting has devolved slightly here. Yeah. Tony's able to, just as the game has, honestly. Coin flips up falls, and now TTT. I don't like that there's 4 T's. That's just too many T's.
There's so many T's. It's a long name to say. And I know people are probably scoffing at me saying that while we have Return of the Middle Sticks, but...
It's different letters, though. You don't just sound... I don't know. That you can change it... You can change it... You can change it from an acronym to a... God, what is it called? You can say the word rather than... Yeah, I forget exactly what that's called, but Caspian. Takes a little chunk there from Tony. He's fine. Everything is fine.
Everything is fine. Crying behind the mic. Baron going down. Inhib going to be going down here in the mid lane for
Speezy on the
TikTok.
flank.
Ooh.
Looking for the Kennen. He's got flash though, so maybe not the best target to pick that one onto. Wallflower is in. They just are able to. They don't even have to rotate. They can just stand on the other side of the map and open up damage down. Wallflower's in on the Cyclone. Caspian trying to kite back away, but it just doesn't matter. The Comet falls onto Hoarder. He'll die. Coin flips up the last one left. He'll flash back into his own fountain. And TikTok Tony Top will take game number 1 and send us down to the loser, to the 0-1 side. I guess not the loser side of the Swiss, but yeah.
Yeah. Overall, just a super clean game. I think the draft came out really good for them. RTM made some interesting choices, I think, in that first round, electing to go the Zeri Lulu into the Ashe, which was just so impactful and kept Zeri really out of the game. And then blind picking your top laner there. The counter from Tony Top was so good. Looked really good on the Kennen, even after getting a couple kills onto Hoarder in the early game. But we'll see how RTM rebounds in game 2 here. Will probably be a little bit because we have to wait for all of the other games to finish before we're able to see what our seeding is. But until then, well, we can wait a bit. So
Yeah. I'll find some. We'll go for some chill music until we get closer. Let me find that.
yeah, and I'll share with the stream here a link to other streams if you guys want to watch that in the meantime, and then come on back.
The lo-fi chilled beats, 12 hours of DMCA free and copyright free music for Twitch streamers. Yeah, that sounds great. Oh, is it supposed to be Spizzy? Have I been just saying it wrong the whole time?
Yeah, it's busy. You're good.
Unlucky. Gotta open up my Twitter now. Oh, this is... Why did it open up there? Oh well. Twitter. I guess I need like a graphic or something. What am I gonna... I guess I have time to make one, don't I? We got all the time in the world.
We got tons of time.
I don't like my whole computer freezing anytime I try to open my data drive. It's not my favorite thing.
That's a bit concerning.
I made one I really liked like 2 years ago. Is this it? Oh, it is it. Okay. Yeah, I like this one. Oh, you can't use a Web3 image in here. Damn it. Okay. not really sure where you're supposed to get the logos from. Because like I
don't
just
think
copied the
there's,
one
like,
from the
a
Leaguepedia
pack.
page,
Yeah,
but
I
like,
think honestly that's the best way to do it,
but it
because
downloads as a WebP file rather than
you can
something
just
I can
rename
use.
it as a JPEG and it'll work, or PNG.
It says save as type, and that
Yeah,
doesn't.
so if you save it and then go to the file and then hit rename, you can just change the letters at the end and it'll work.
That's how it should work. Let's see if it does. Rename. It does not give me the option to. Can I change type?
If you can you see, do you see the file extension when you hit rename?
No.
Okay, there's a setting on your computer you can do.
Can I go to property? Oh.
If you type into your Windows, you start typing in the search bar, you do show file extensions. Turn that on.
Change settings to show file extensions. Apply. Okay.
Yep. And then that'll show you and then you can hit rename and change the file.
JPG. Yes.
Some tech tips while we wait for game 2.
Like, I knew you could do that natively in like Windows.
Yeah,
7,
when you save it,
but
or yeah.
I have 10 now, and you know.
Yeah.
The worst. How do I want to do this? Just cut this. That looks alright. Doesn't have to be professional because we're not professionals. That looks okay. We'll call it fine. What I really should do is make like 2 or 3 of these. Or no, we had the one we had made for us. Yeah. I don't know why I'm just talking about this on stream.
Yeah, it's in the Google Drive under socials if you want to check there.
Oh yeah, I didn't like these because I couldn't. They already have the time in there for some reason. leave that up the whole time. So we'll just close it. Now we'll hang out.
Yep. Just chilling, waiting for all the other matches to get out of the way. So looks like quite a few have come in. We've got 11 of the 16 done. So
Order. The only reason we lost, by the way, we didn't have that extra time. 45 minutes. Terrible. Ah, okay. Yeah, it looks like we're about halfway through.
Yep.
The round.
I'm guessing a lot of the teams that are like in the middle of the pack are having slightly longer games. So probably mostly what we're waiting on.
Maryville and TFT won, so we don't have to fight either of them in round 2. So that's nice.
Yeah. I'm interested to see what'll be
Why don't we have our S, by the way?
our S.
Why are we Return of the Middle Stick?
Oh, they only allowed 25 characters on the bracket, so it was either chop the S off or call us Return O the Middle Sticks. I don't know which is better. So. We're just one stick.
One stick. Return O the Middle Stick. Does this update live or do you have to refresh? Oh, it's powered by challenge. I like challenge. I think you have to refresh on challenge though.
Yeah. It looks like.
Why? What are the numbers? The challenge numbers don't mean anything. I'm guessing.
Let me look here.
Because we're the #1 seed on challenge.
Yeah, that's definitely not the case. Oh, they have the seeds right on the bracket on the Rally Cry website.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think it's funny at the bottom of that scoreboard page they're all wrong. But...
Yeah. So it looks like we're waiting on Team Ambition and Lotus, which should be a
that's kind of
good
surprising.
matchup. Yeah, I mean, I think Lotus is a pretty decent team. Now we tried out Klexo. He was a really good mid laner.
It looks like there's 4 games still.
Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing. Oh, Winthrop and Nameless, Plink and third party SSFW. The fuck? Oh, Super Sunshine Fruit Baskets Warriors. Yes. Oh, Kellex is their coach. Oh. Oh no.
I don't know, Kellex, who's...
He was the team manager for, ISO, maybe? When I was vaguely involved with him. It's somebody I, like, tangentially know, basically.
That's funny.
I don't know exactly why I tangentially know, but...
Yeah.
You have your connections, I'll have mine, you know?
That is how it works. There's so many people that like I recognize or half recognize in the tournament. It's kind of always fun. And then people like name change, and you probably know them, but don't because they have a different game tag or something.
I like that we're 3/5 Canadian now, by the way. I was
Mhm.
thinking through that earlier.
A lot of Canada guys.
Wait, Wallflower's also listed on Maryville.
Interesting.
I wonder if they just haven't updated that. I guess he's their sub, maybe? For you all? I don't know.
Yeah, some of the teams for NACL, like they just have like a different group than like what the normal teams are that they play on. So like some schools for CLOL will like let their players play on a NACL team in addition to their CLOL team. Well, Team Ambition won their game. Let's see if
Winthrop won theirs, so we're waiting on Miracle versus the Northern Front and Team Plink versus... Oh, Plink just recorded. We're just waiting on Miracle versus Northern Front then?
yeah, it looks like it. Let's see how that game is going.
Ah, that's one of the closer ones, it looks like. Ah, Northern Front has a Brazilian mid laner, and their coaches are both Polish, apparently.
Looks like we've got 2 upsets so far. I mean, if you call a 17 beating a 16 as an upset,
Oh,
but
huge! Or
yeah,
over...
but 21 over 12
that's not bad.
in the first round. It's not too bad.
That's the Fruit Warriors, yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Team Plink versus
Oh, Plink. That's not upset.
Plink lost.
It says Plink won on the thing.
Okay, maybe the sheet I'm looking at is wrong. I'm looking at the stream sheet, and I think they maybe they updated it wrong.
I'm just see, I'm on the official scoreboard, and Team Ambition Lotus still hasn't reported, and then Miracle Northern Front is.
No, Plink lost. I think they
reported
or at
wrong.
Least, yeah, it looks like they reported wrong because the game score or in the qualifier results, the end cap screen is Plink losing.
Huh. Yeah, it says 3P 1-0 over Plink. What are they spelling? Oh, Argent bum. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez, we're going for it. Oh, St. Clair lost. That's it.
Yeah. I think a lot of people had Zenigma pretty high. Some people had him lower, but
What is happening in this results chat? Jesus. I wonder how Snow has his client in Chinese. Well, we weren't the fastest game time. That's what matters.
Holy, that's for sure.
Mirage beat Des Moines in 1822.
That's crazy.
And there's a 2054. Please don't post results in the NINIM ratio channel. Oh god, now we're just...
Guys, let's take it serious.
Now we're speaking in Portuguese. Oh my god. Okay, Northern Front just posted. Okay, everything should be completed, so we'll get our second matchup here soon.
Oh man. We're laughing at the NACL result chat that has just evolved into absolutely insane GIFs while people are posting results in there.
I appreciate the campfire cats gif. That's solid. I'm also glad none of our players are participating in this. Oh god, the general chat is just as bad. What is happening in this server?
Well, you know, temporary tournament server. That's how it goes.
I guess.
Yeah, so Northern Front also pulls up an upset over Miracle. So we're just waiting on
That's all the
one
games.
game. Oh, that was it. That was it.
Yeah, we're done
all
with
done.
games. We just need we need them to determine the matchups, basically.
Yep.
Oh, we're listed as number 17 on the on the Swiss leaderboard now. I don't know why, but that's us.
So we play the third highest ranked seed that now. So
Yeah, so there were 3
we
upsets.
we play ISU. I think ISU Redbirds. That's how this would go.
Ooh, we get Dozer and Disconnector. That's a banger. We'll see if that actually happens. That's not official, but by our pocket math. Because yeah, Plink lost and Mirage lost.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
No, Mirage won. Who's the other team that lost? Miracle.
Plink and
Miracle lost.
Sorry. Yeah, I saw the M and I was like, yes, that's the right.
Yeah, Plink and Miracle. So yeah, we'd get Illinois State if it's strictly by the book. Because it'd be Plink contingent and the Miracle UCSD. We get Illinois State. Can we keep this to results, please?
The desperate tournament admins. Pass the tuna down. That's a good one.
Round 2. Uh-oh.
No.
I think it makes a match channel, right? And then we determine side selection, and then we go make a lobby?
Correct. Yep.
I would assume. So we're just waiting.
That is how it'll work.
We're waiting on the gears to turn behind the scenes?
Yeah. pretty sure we're ISU Redbirds here.
I need a graphic designer in here. Real quick.
I really need to take some, or like do a course on like how to use GIMP and try to do some stuff. I really wanted
like,
to do that for a while now.
I know how, I'm just not fast.
Yeah,
And
I
I
think
get
that's
really
the biggest
frustrated because I see what I want to do and then I can't quite do it.
Yeah.
And it looks like a lot of other orgs just like spit them out, and I don't quite know how to do all that.
Yeah, I think I just want to design like one that I can just reuse to infinity, and then it'll be fine.
I mean, that's kind of what I did, but I make my graphics in PowerPoint, so you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to learn how to do like a real photo editor, because
like
I don't know.
I'll make stuff in PowerPoint. I'll make stuff on OBS and then copy
I don't have
it.
PowerPoint anymore.
And
That's the big thing. Is that's
oh,
what's forcing me off.
no
Is I
PowerPoint.
lost
Yeah,
my
just download GIMP.
my college one finally like last year. So
See, I
now I'm
lost
like, okay, I
mine,
have to do it for real.
but for some reason it still works. So it tells me every time that I can't do something, but it still works.
Mhm.
So whatever.
That's funny.
Hoarder's listening to Bruno Mars right now.
Yeah, this game's actually going to be pretty big to win, because I think this might be. I guess if we lost again, maybe we get a better seed matchup, but this will probably be one of the lower seeds that will seed the whole tournament.
Well, I mean, this is the number 16 team, right? So
Yeah.
this is the team you have to beat if you want to be top 16,
Right.
theoretically. So no sense, worrying about it other than that. I didn't realize River was playing in the tournament. He's on League of Extraordinary Monsters, apparently. Shout out to Riversided.
I do love some team names in here. The amateur team names go pretty hard. I think Rock Bottom is pretty funny. I like their Twitter announcements and stuff for their teams. Been good.
Yeah, they're solid. I always love TFT. Shout out to them.
Yeah, of course.
It's hard not to love TFT though.
Catch that K-State game while we're. Forgot that was on.
Oh, CSU actually won last night. Oh yeah, here we go. ISU. Sick.
There it is.
I thought I followed them. No way. I don't think I do. ISU Redbirds. Athletics. Nope. Huh. Do you have a sheet with all their Twitters?
No.
ISU Esports Club, but that's not them. Redbird Esports? Nope. Maybe it's on there. Oh, we found it. Okay. It's at Redbird_esports. I was actually on the right track.
Twitter's search is so hard to use. You cannot find the people that you're searching for half the time, even if you're like remotely close to it.
Redbird_esports. NACL. Hashtag NACLQ. NACLQ. I don't have a graphic. That's maybe a downside. Alright. Sorry to anybody I just made check their computers on the Windows sound.
I was considering having my Discord pings on last night for the stream in case somebody needed me, but then I was like, oh, people are just gonna hear Discord pings and they're gonna be like, that's why we were streamer mode, I guess.
Yeah, I think was it LCK back in the day had the Discord pings that would go off every once in a while.
Yeah, yes.
Now I need my I'm counting on you to get me into the lobby because I'm not official enough for that.
Yeah, I'll get you added.
Do you think anyone will notice how shitty this graphic is?
Of course not. It fits right in with the rest of the Twitter account. It's perfect.
There we go. It's like exceptionally shitty. So okay. Alright, I'm gonna grab some water real quick. I guess. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. I don't know
Well,
exactly what we're waiting for. But we do
I guess,
still be
well,
waiting.
there hasn't been a side selection yet from ISU, and I guess they're probably waiting on that mostly, but
Yeah, I don't see any communication that's happened between the two teams other than we found their draft. So funnily enough, I've actually casted this Redbird esports team like 4 or 5 times in my history.
really,
Yeah.
how long ago was that?
It wasn't actually that long ago. I did casting for what was the league called? God, it was that one weird little league that we found that we played in like in between leagues.
Was that Blue
last
Otter?
year. No, it wasn't Blue Otter.
Uh,
Oh, it's this one. Philly B Esports.
oh right,
I did
Philly
casting
B.
for them, and they
That's right.
yeah, they just played in that, and they had Oath and I were like the official casters of their highest ranked league for some reason.
That's
And
really fun.
they did votes every week for whose game they would cast, and all the ISU people would just send people to vote for the ISU game. So we did the ISU game like 4 or 5 weeks in a row.
That's so funny.
So yeah, funnily enough, have casted most of the guys on the ISU team um, at least a couple of times. They've also improved quite a bit since then because they're all like Challenger and GM now. But
The same, most of the same players.
Dozer and Disconnector were on the team. I don't recognize these other 3, but
Yeah.
Usually when there's an Illinois State roster, I'm like, oh yeah, that's the guys.
That's pretty funny. That's a funny league, Philly B.
Yeah, that no longer exists.
Yeah.
R.I.P. I have all a lot of the old leagues we played in still just have the Discord servers in a folder just in case they res themselves. But... I don't know that I'd play in a lot of them anymore. But
Yeah.
it'd be fun to watch at least. We're almost back to games. Anyone who's still
Hopefully.
here, I don't know. Our viewer retention probably isn't very high. That was 20 minutes of games and an hour waiting. But
Yeah.
anybody who's still
This
out
is
there,
how it'll be.
we're actually almost ready. guess we're only 43 minutes into our lo-fi chilled beats playlist. It hasn't been it hasn't been an hour.
I mean, it's definitely if we could get any time off, because I'm glad that they're not starting this at like 2 Eastern, like 2 Central is what their initial plan was, to give 2 hours in between
Yeah.
with a rolling start. So anything to not wait in between games that long. So
I ordered some Chinese knockoff hockey jerseys last night. Very excited
yeah,
to see how those turn out.
you'll have to share them. I'm super curious how those come out. How much were they? If you don't mind me asking.
So they were on the website. They're priced at like $43, but as a
Uh
first-time order, you get 50% off. So
huh.
they were $26.90 plus $11 of
That's
shipping for
great.
each jersey. So it's like $30 for a $120
That's
presumably jersey.
that's
Um,
great.
but like, I really don't know. Apparently, the quality just fluctuates pretty hard.
Yeah, I
So
can imagine.
we'll see what we
It's like
get.
it's like a Wish.com order basically. Is
Yeah.
what you just did.
Um, but yeah, the guy on Reddit who had the site was like, yeah, I've ordered 4. 2 of them were great. One was okay, and one was just absolutely terrible. So we'll see.
Play the slots with your knockoff jerseys.
But yeah, we'll see where we get. Again, we're just waiting on confirmation from. Okay, we finally
Yeah,
asked what side we are in the chat. We're starting to roll into.
I got
game.
invited to a lobby, so
Oh, sick! Yeah, we're really in it. Okay, I'm in a lobby. It is entirely our players and Command Attack, who is their coach. So, do we have all of our players? No, we're missing one still.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna hit. I'm gonna step away for a second. I'll be right back.
They are red. We're blue side. We got blue
Wow,
side.
I can't believe we got a we got a blue side game in this tournament.
We are waiting in a lobby for ISU to show up. Other teams have already started their games, as has been as has been evidenced by our the drafts being posted. But we are waiting for ISU. It's all right. We got all day, theoretically. I would like to eat lunch at some point, though. Oh, they're joining. Lane!
It's happening, it's happening.
I don't know if we have room for you. Probably not.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump ship.
Abandoned ship.
I don't understand why Riot doesn't just give you like 10 spectator slots like they do in Valorant. It makes no sense.
Well, in Valorant and Dota, you have 6, plus you can have extras for observers.
Yeah.
Which is weird. They have different like tiers of slots.
Interesting.
We're still missing somebody. We are still missing Spizzy.
Yeah, he'll probably get in soon.
There we go. All right, we're about ready to turn on the pump up music from this lo-fi chill music.
Yeah, gotta get ready for the game.
As soon as I get a draft link, we'll swap musics at least.
I'm kind of glad that with the really varied start times that I feel like are happening in this second round, that this is the last game for the day. I think tomorrow it is gonna be when after round 4 hits, it's gonna be quite a slog to wait for the game 5 matchups. But.
Yeah, especially if you're sitting on 2-2, that's just gonna be.
Yeah.
Oh, they're just R. Okay, we're not doing draft, maybe? Can we use draft law? Okay. They R'd up, and then they asked if we can use draft law.
A little bit of backwards way of doing that usually, but it's alright.
Is this really what LCK uses now? Huh. Or is this just so canned? Okay, there we go. This sounds really low quality. I wonder how they got this recording.
They scrubbed it of the casters casting over the top of it.
I mean, it almost sounds like that because it's got like this tinny quality to it.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if it comes through on the stream how tinny it is. We'll just do a different one, I think. We'll do this one. I think this one's okay. This one is not hype either. Where's one of the ones I like? I don't see any. Oh well. We'll let it be. wonder if GFP is supposed to be green fluorescence protein or not. I wonder if his...
Wait, what is the context on that?
Well, assuming he's like a biology major or something.
Oh, you mean
It's important.
one of their players or something?
GFP stands for gluten-free panda. Okay, never mind.
Mare's nerding out on us for a moment there. That's great.
I mean, assuming his Leaguepedia page is correct. But...
Yeah.
I like that they were ready, and now they're not. Now that
Yep.
now that the draft law's in the equation, we can't do it. Okay, now we're in draft. Oh, we're ready. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back into draft for game number 2. Return to the Middle Sticks premiere on the blue side. Illinois State Redbirds Esports on the red side. It's an 0-1 game, so loser of this is going to be feeling pretty bad all night and ready to fight for their lives tomorrow. But a win improves your chances greatly of being able to move into that top half of the bracket. Again, I'm Lane. I'm not Lane. I'm Maris. Oh my god. I'm Maris. This is Lane.
The background just summed it up so much. We're a little sleepy after waiting for this game to start up here, but
I've been thinking about this intro for a whole hour and I just botched it immediately. If we lose this game, then we're on 0-2 and we play for 3 games tomorrow and we got to win all 3. Sejuani, Zillion, Master Yi banned to start out with. Talon as well. The Spizzy getting the treatment again.
Yeah, that has been the common theme throughout these 2 games. My guess is Talon is probably going to be the other ban. If you guys can't see what his account is, I guess you could look him up. But his main account, he's got like 200 games on Yi, 200 games on Talon in Challenger. So this is why they're getting banned away.
Oh, you don't have a draft link. Oh no.
Oh, it's fine. I'm just watching from the stream, so
I can send it to you.
Yeah, that'd be great.
No, you're not allowed. Karma's the last ban for ROTM. I don't know if we're targeting Meslo or Tempos with the Karma and the Zillion, but Jace is gone.
The
That's
Zillion
the
is for sure Tempos. And yeah, not surprised at all for our team to be hovering the Xayah. I think it's the highest priority pick. Really good ADC right now.
I think it's so Xayah went unpicked last game. We had
it was banned last game.
No, it wasn't. Was it? Did we ban it?
Yeah, okay. RTM banned it last ban.
Never mind
then. Which is why we didn't see it. But picking it in this first pick really puts a question mark to ISU here. Do we pick the Rakan? Do we take it away here? And Aphelios is going to be locked in. Thresh. So that means they're going to give the Rakan over to RTM and try to play the Thresh into it. I will say RTM played the opposite of this matchup yesterday. Not the Aphelios part, but Rakan Thresh. And Thresh did not look very useful in that game. Coin flips up. Not that he wasn't trying for it, but I think the counter that they tried to pick it into it didn't look that good. So we'll have to see if that is the same here for RTM.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. You're seeing a lot of these. I think it's weird how ADCs get their kind of assigned classic pairings, right? So now you have Zeri with Lulu. It's just like the best support with Zeri. You have Aphelios Thresh is just a classic pairing. It's just kind of interesting how those have gotten assigned now through the couple of years that those characters have been out. Wukong hovered and locked in, presumably for Spizzy. Looked really good in game 1 for whoever their jungler was. I blanked that game out of my memory.
Wallflower, yeah.
But yeah, a Moo hover?
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting if it does get locked in here. I don't think it's too bad, but the microwave build got a little bit nerfed. Um,
Oh, Poppy.
ooh, I actually really like that pick. There's a lot of dashes already for RTM's comp here. Wukong could get blocked, and the Rakan I think is what this is mainly picked for. But it should be a pretty solid pick into the Wukong.
Yeah, that feels like a pretty strong individual counter matchup, and then also having the side effect of shutting down the Rakan, as well as a lot of the champions that Hoarder likes to play. Yeah, just seems like a really strong overall pick. Maybe not as strong on the tier list of junglers right now, but I think you take that for the amount of utility that you're going to get out of the pick. Ari ban, looks like they're going to pinch Max just a little bit here on the second phase.
Yeah, Ari gone. I would guess. I'm trying to think what would be the next ban. ASOL for RTM. They do not want to see that champion again. And I think ISU is definitely needing some damage. The Aphelios is decent, but you need one other good damage source, and so I think that makes a lot of sense to take the ASOL away.
Yeah, just looking at the last couple of bans here. Pinch more mid laners. The Talia from Max. He had a pretty decent game on the Talia, all things considered. Like, as much as the map was falling apart, Max had some bright moments, at least on the champion. So,
had some good roams.
Yeah.
I think his side lane's just getting so far behind made it pretty hard for him. But I think played the pick pretty decently. Had some nice roams on it, so makes a lot of sense. Want to get rid of the map movers for both teams, and all the second phase of bans are going to be onto the mid lane. So my guess is ISU will probably pick a mid laner here to take one more off the table. Trying to think what safe. Syndra makes a lot of sense here. That's pretty safe blind.
Yeah, traditionally would be the TF, but I haven't seen that recently.
Oh,
the Gragas.
This was really big in the series last night. Both teams last night were trying to pick this Gragas pick. Now I will say this does make ISU pretty short range already, because you assume that you're not going to play a ranged top laner, but the Gragas does give you the flexibility if you want to go top or mid. So
I was going to say, I think there's a possibility you play it a little tankier top. Hoarder looking for something without a dash. That's Olaf. That makes sense.
Yeah. And there's a lot of CC already for ISU, so with the Olaf ultimate being able to run through all of that CC and have the immunity makes a lot of sense. And Syndra, safe blind for ROTM, going to be picked up because they don't know where this Gragas pick is going yet.
Yeah, I worry it's not a lot of... Syndra, you really like seeing a couple of squishier champions that you can blow up.
Ooh.
That's a little spicy.
Yeah. I kind of like it, though.
Oh,
no.
I'm fine
Annie
with that.
going to be picked up,
Annie.
finally. Yeah.
All right.
Huh. ISU's comp is, I feel like if they lock this Vigar in, it's going to be just try to shut this Rakan down so he can't do anything. Olaf is going to have a great time against the team, though, as long as he can get rolling early. But I don't feel like Vigar is too bad of a matchup for Annie either. Both pretty similar ranges. Definitely not the worst Annie matchup that you could have playing it blind.
Yeah, it's just going to be so hard to maneuver around as the Rakan and Wukong in these fights. I mean, even getting Annie and Xayah into range might be a little bit of a struggle, because you have to fight through box, you have to fight through the Vigar cage, the barrel, the Poppy just existing, in order to approach the Aphelios, who wants you to dive on him anyway because he's Aphelios. So, I think we want to see ROTM play these fights at range, and I don't know that the champions that they have are really equipped to do that, but
yeah,
we'll see where we're at. It's an interesting
definitely
draft
going to be
regardless.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be on RTM to play this a lot safer. And interesting enough, I think the mid jungle 2v2 is pretty decent for ISU, because that Vigar cage should just go down and Poppy can just push whoever it is into it, even if you try to get out of the cage or just try to dodge all the skill shots within. Can't dodge the Poppy E, just point and click, pushing you into that stun.
Sorry, I'm taking a little bit longer to throw up the second draft because I somehow accidentally flipped the ISU logo backwards while I was dragging it, which I've never done before. So I had to figure out how to undo that briefly. There we go.
Yeah, no worries.
Hard when you're the production and the caster. We don't have the big esports money.
It's all right.
We're no TikTok Tony Top. Yeah, anyway, here's second draft. Again, 0-1 for both teams. ISU with the smallest upset that you could ever imagine as the 16 seed losing to the 17 seed in round 1. But RTM lost to the number 3 seed. And now both teams looking for their first win, looking for a foothold in the qualifier. And yeah, you really don't want to go 0-2 because then you have to win all 3 games tomorrow against probably some scary teams.
Yeah. I will say you do start the day in the O2 bracket, but you don't really want that pressure of having to win each and every game. But hopefully, yeah. Okay, champ select has started. The actual champ select.
Yeah, actual champ select is here. We're almost done with it even. Sorry, my mom apparently called me. Not a fan of that. Hopefully nothing's wrong.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Mom, I'm busy. Yeah, I don't know. What else? What else do we have to say about this as we finish up? We'll have our 1 minute delay followed by our 3 minute delay, and then we'll get into game number 2.
Yeah, I will say for RTM, this is a comp that they've kind of put some games on this week, only having like a week to really gel with a new jungler. It's kind of nice to see them go to something they've practiced, had some comfort on, and had some success on. For ISU, I think I'm really interested to see how they execute the comp. It's definitely not a comp that you see like put together very often. But I kind of like what they've tried to do in making sure that RTM doesn't have an easy way to engage at all.
Yeah, it feels like a lot is on how CoinFlipSup's able to navigate everything, but at the same time, I don't know that you can expect the Recon to find a successful engage against this comp like at any point. Just the way that it's designed is going to be very difficult, if not impossible, to get the jump on anyone. So maybe he can find a huge flank ward and just catch somebody by surprise with like an R flash or something like that. But other than that, it's going to have to be very defensive focus, I think, from the Recon and the Wukong.
Yeah, I think you're hoping that the Wukong can be, or the Recon can be really impactful in the early game, so that you can get out and kind of use your gold leads to kind of offset some of the anti-dive that ISU has picked for themselves.
Yeah, and we want to see Spizzy have the same type of early game that Wallflower had last game, where he got out early on the Wukong, got a lot of lanes, just was able to have influence. Man, I'm more tired than I thought I was, I guess. I don't know.
That's how I feel it as well. But yeah, I think also just like sitting for 45 minutes in between games is not what we're usually used to.
Yeah.
You get all warmed up after the first game and then have to cool down again. So, and the players are experiencing that too. So we'll have to see if that affects them at all going into this game.
It's weird because it's almost like a LAN where you do have to wait around for a while, but without being a LAN.
Well, I might have to download the.
I'll have to get marbles on stream going in between tomorrow. I don't know if I have marbles on this computer. But...
I'm gonna desperately try to get my stream set up because it looks like they turned off spectator for the lobby, which is a little sad.
Oh.
So I cannot spectate off the friend list.
That's kind of weird. But okay. Not a big fan of that for you, personally, but I'm glad that we have workarounds on workarounds. I would love to give you an extra stream on my computer so that you could be up to date, but I think my computer would actually melt itself, so.
Alright, we'll figure it out here.
But yeah, 10 seconds to go. Game number 2, a big one for ROTM and for ISU. Really to help get those hopes back of being able to make the top half and enter the GSL bracket stage. I'm also glad that everybody calls them GSL brackets, which is very funny, even though I don't know that most people know what GSL is.
I think I'm gonna have to cast from the stream. I think that's the only way, because the op.gg hack is not working. So.
Damn. Yeah. That means that they turned off spectators. We should have kept you in lobby.
I didn't know.
We're on to Rift for game number 2. Our team on the blue side, ISU on the red. Here we go. Will we see any shenanigans level 1? Meslo is... Oh my god, they have 5, 7, and 10 ping. What?
What are they playing on? Are they play... Oh, ISU... They close to... They must be close
they
to...
are. Illinois State. Yeah, it's right.
Illinois State.
I was like... But the servers
diff.
I was just like, it's in California, and they're in Illinois. That's not close. Yeah, they're actually just really close.
It's in Chicago, yeah. Max kind of getting a little sneaky.
Oh, Drew? Okay. Drew was trying to walk in there at level 1 and just finds an axe from Hoarder. Oh no, Meslo got the AP. It's over.
The ping diff making the difference here in the early part of the game. Couldn't dodge.
Little 3-man invade from Spizzy, Hoarder, and Max. Are they looking for Drew? They are up on the top side. Max has a stunt. Then will they let him go? Oh, are they going to get spotted? I think they got spotted by the minions, because the minions can actually see you through that little gap. And now ISU are on the Raptors. This is a really weird start. Hoarder just throwing axes, trying to chase GFP off of his Raptors. Does so successfully, and Spizzy still just takes a barrel, but is otherwise unharmed, taking this red buff. Looks like everybody's going to go to their lanes, and GFP's going to start as wolves. So, successful early gambit for ROTM. We'll see if it pays dividends later on.
Yeah, and there's not really too much to worry about. I mean, Vigar at level 1, not too threatening. Poppy and Gragas just not something you really have to worry about. So a nice invade from there really is going to throw off GFB a little bit on his pathing here, but we'll have to see. It looks like also Wukong pathing to secure his own red buff so he can't be counter jungled. So it's going to be a strong start for this Wukong, who really wants to farm up and get to this level 6 as soon as possible.
Yeah, level 2 hit first by Disconnector and Tempo, so they have a little shove on Caspian and Coinflip Sup, so could have been scary if GFP had been really looking for it, but he's choosing, it looks like it clears full quadrant, and then Spizzy will successfully get away with the red buff nab. I am curious if ISU knows that he hasn't taken like the Raptors or the Krugs back there. I'm assuming they know the Raptors because they have the ward there, but how much they think that Spizzy took out of their jungle. Hoarder at level 2 is just going for it and taking a little worse on the trade on Drew Dozier. Oh,
Yeah.
there's the invade, and the jungler's going to scrap it out. Red buff Wukong wins this pretty handily. So the double flash over the wall, Spizzy chasing him down. Meslo is here to cut him off. Level 3 on the Veigar. Little dash forward on the Nimbus Strike. Not going to find anything. Coin flips up. Can't quite find the knock up on the Rakan. Just going to take a little damage from Disconnector on his way out.
Yeah, flash burn there. I think Spizzy could have just held it. He didn't really have anything to follow up after, and could have gotten himself a nice advantage there. But in the end, still is going to be ahead with his top quadrant still able to be cleared, while Poppy is a little behind on that. So
Ooh, Disconnector with the nice little tech, the sniper shot into the snares means that Caspian has to blow his cleanse. Now a little bit of pressure being applied by GFP over the wall. Hex flash over the wall. Caspian with the flash away. GFP burning down Ignite, and he's going to get out. Not quite. It's first blood for the Ignite of Coin Flip Sup. They do burn the teleport of Max to get down into the bottom lane, though.
yeah, and that is a really nice flash there from Caspian. I don't think he knew that Poppy was there, but to be able to react that quickly and not get stunned on the wall was really well played by him. And then RTM just turning that.
Yeah, Spizzy has had an interesting game so far. That's enemy red buff into his own red buff, clears his red quadrant, chases Poppy out of his red jungle, and then goes up and steals the Krugs away. Has not touched his blue quadrant, has not been in his blue quadrant, and actually just recalls in between Poppy and Gragas there.
Yep. It's a very weird path, but one that's kind of been part of that early invade, and it's going to be up quite a bit after the that blue quadrant does get finally cleared.
Very funny early path. Sometimes it happens like that, though.
Yeah, his bot side will be spawning about the time that he finishes topside clear, so ends up getting back on a relatively normal path here.
Is Drew's gonna walk in and see Spizzy on his romp, and shouldn't be able to do too much about that. Hoarder just in here to say hello, make sure Drew doesn't think any thoughts about trying to steal that blue buff away from Spizzy.
Yeah, and a pretty sizable CS lead has opened up in the top lane here. Olaf up almost 10 CS already on this Gragas, and that matchup going pretty well for Hoarder.
Yeah, Hoarder putting in some work here early on. Yeah, it looks like we're going to slow down just a little bit for now. As I say that, never mind. GFP is in the bottom lane again, looking for Caspian and Coin Flip Sup. Saw how the bot lane pressure was able to be used in game 1 against us. Coin Flip goes in for the engage. Now Poppy is here trying to prevent him from getting back out. He's still got his flash, luckily, so he'll be fine. Level 6, though, for Hoarder. Drew lines up the flash over the thick part of the wall and is able to get over it in top lane. So he'll be out of that situation. And now ISU may be looking for this dragon. Spizzy is here, so we're even numbers on the bottom side of the map. Spizzy looking in level 5 compared to level 4 from all of these players on the bottom side. Max is going to rotate first. He's got ult, he's got Tibbers, he's got stun. And we're just staring at each other across this dragon chasm while watching the top laners scrap it out. CC immune, the Ragnarok, it's a solo kill for Hoarder up in the top lane. Meslo, pretty low, but the stun actually works on Tibbers. So not able to find the kill was Max there. But it will force the Veigar out, and that means now numbers advantage for ROTM. And it looks like they're just winning cross-map right now.
Yeah, the solo kill in the top lane, a really nice pickup there for Hoarder, and even the bot side for RTM able to force him off the Drake and pick it up for themselves. So everything coming up RTM's way, up almost 2k here at 7 minutes, which is quite a lead.
Yeah, much better start. Kind of the start that they had to go against them in game number 1. And the boys feeling a little bit more confident, you would imagine. Max and Meslo just trading it up. And if Max had his ult, that should be a kill on Meslo.
Yeah, but used it in the dragon to chunk him out initially. But that is going to be a big chunk. And Meslo, without his TP here, needs to be kind of careful.
Yeah, no TP. Still has his flash available. And but Max has his, so you can look for some Flash Tibbers shenanigans as soon as that's back up. I've used the word shenanigans probably 4 or 5 times so far during the course of our
Word of the
cast.
day.
Word of the day. Next person who says shenanigans is gonna get pistol whipped, but
Yeah.
Normally it takes like, game 4, game 5, your brain starts feeling like it's melting out of your ears, but we're here game 2, and I'm definitely feeling it. I like to swap though. Spizzy takes a couple of his camps, and then they'll head right up to that Rift Herald at 8:45, looking to really get a monopoly on the early objectives. And ISU not set up the best to really stop that, but as we covered during the open, it's not really about that for the comp. They're really looking to deny mid to late game opportunities for coin flip sup and for Spizzy to be able to engage on them when everybody's grouped up together.
Yep. And ISU sends a Poppy down to kind of respond to this Rift Herald take in the top side, but RTM does a good job of backing up.
Disconnectors built up a lot of Chakrams now, getting quite a bit of damage down onto Caspian. Max is here. Still needs another stack. They're going to use this shield just for a little damage onto Disconnector. They'll take another turret plate. It doesn't look like ROTM can really force them back in any significant regard here.
Yeah, and he does have the flash notably, so could look to use that as an engage tool. Really have to play around that if you're ISU with any that having flash tibbers up. Definitely is a different champion than when it's not available.
Ooh, coin flips up, looking for it. Good hook onto Caspian. The pop the quickening. Caspian low gets rooted. Is fine. Now out comes a lot of feathers. I don't think Caspian needed to go for the ult, but it looked really cool the way that he did that combo. So benefit of the doubt there. Now Spizzy working his way into bottom lane. Max, meanwhile, drops the tippers onto Meslo again. Just going to chunk him out to about a third health and send him back to base.
Yeah, Meslo just keeps getting chunked, and kind of like I said, you don't really feel too scared when you see that as the Annie Vygar really plays within your range, and I think that's where she can kind of get taken advantage of in most instances, but here is having her way with Meslo.
Yeah, it's a good early game from Max. Has fallen behind a couple of CS, but keeps chunking out the Vygar, making him feel a little bit uncomfortable about the way he farms. Probably a little bit lower stacks than he would like to be. I could check, but there might be some shenanigans.
I think some of that's due to Max trying to roam around the map, protect his bot side on that early roam from Poppy a couple minutes ago. So
yeah, and you can see the difference this game though. The top side, Spizzy and Hoarder have gigantic CS leads. You have the solo kill up there. Hoarder is very strong right now. Will be stronger as soon as he finishes an item, of course, but it's a good spot for the Olaf to be in right now, and that's where ROTM has put a lot of their attention and resources, is getting a good topside start, kind of at the expense of Caspian a little bit on the bottom side where they've been pushed in.
Yeah, and that is the one champion for RTM that you really want to get ahead. This Olaf is kind of the one point of emphasis that RTM can use to kind of get through all of the CC. So if he gets a big lead, can be pretty impactful.
Spizzy was trying to ward over the wall and accidentally drops the Rift Herald. It doesn't get the charge. That was really well played by GFP.
Yeah, and that resource wasted for RTM. So a chance to get another 300-400 gold.
Combo here from Drew Dozer. Cyclone has to be used by Spizzy defensively as he just kind of bullied around the Wukong for a little bit.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know we're
Since
really
I am guessing on delay, so you can definitely just cut me off. And
a little knockup on Meslo, Ignite burning. There's like half plays happening. No one's really committing for full health bars, but we're trading spells across the chasm. Dragon is started up by ISU. Down to about 2,000 health. Caspian is doing a lot of damage over the wall onto GFP. Gets the root, not quite able to get this steal. That's a good smite by GFP. And he DC'd. Right after the smite, I guess. Game pause.
Well, I mean, that could have been a very unopportune moment, but...
we're just
That's
right
fine.
back. That was the world's quickest pause.
Nice.
Apparently it was an insta-unpause, according to the game. We're chatting in all chat, and now we'll get the unpause pause on the spectator client.
Yep.
The best client tradition.
Thanks for the raid, Aegis. Appreciate that. If you're coming in from the TFT series, yeah, RTM versus ISU. This is 30 seed versus 16 seed. RTM out to an early lead here. Just kind of Hoarder been the main component of that.
Hoarder knocks down the tower. They're trying to chase down Drew Dozer in the top side. Not able to find that critical damage, but getting the full tower, getting all of the plates down. This is a very strong Olaf now with his Ravenous Hydra completed. He's up 2,200 gold on his lane opponent.
Yeah, and he needs to be, especially without the TP, elected to go for the Ghost, needs to win that side lane, especially. So good to see that he's out to the lead that he needs to be at.
Yeah, Poppy winding up. Not able to connect on it, but we'll get the knockback into the cage. Max is low. They're going to be able to maybe take down Hoarder. He gets a little shield, but it's not quite enough. GFP flashes over the wall, gets out successfully. Max now fighting for his life. They'll trade it through. It's a double kill, though, for Meslo on the Veigar. Spizzy can't quite find the critical damage that he needs, and it's a 2-for-1 trade for ISU. Kind of against the way that everything's been running. Now maybe looking for a little bit more. Really quick W, though, from GFP. Gets the pin into the wall, and they punish Spizzy for staying. Now Coin Flips up is low on the other side. He's burning to ignite. The flash forward from Tempos gets the kill. He'll pull through Disconnector. Caspian just trying to fight his way out of this one. Has the ult, picks up one, and the flash away from Tempos for the trade.
Yeah, fights all over the map here, but ISU fighting back, finds the necessary kills and comes out ahead overall in those two skirmishes. So nice to see them pick that up. Kind of help this Poppy out, who's been under some pressure in the early game from ROTM's like early invade and Hoarder's pressure on top.
Yeah, the 2 kills on Meslo is particularly scary. Max gets a little stun onto him, gets the trade through. Oh, just not quite the right timing there from Coin Flips up. If he had the quickening to follow through, that might have been devastating, but instead, Meslo just gets out by the skin of his teeth there.
Yeah, a fraction of a second slower and would have been able to get around that cage, but doesn't quite find it. Nice look there, but a little unfortunate timing.
I was about to say, Meslo picks up those 2 kills, has his completed Rod of Ages. He's going to be very scary here in a couple of minutes on the Veigar. Max, no fear walking forward. Maybe should have some fear, though, as GFP is here. They'll just get the chunk on through. The auto attack for Meslo picks it up. Hoarder, Spizzy, and Coin Flips up. Just kind of have to watch their mid laner die after all of those CC tools are used.
Yeah, a nice bait there from Meslo. Probably should have been seen coming with the kind of weird positioning, but nice pickup. Just clips the stun there, and an easy kill for ISU.
Yeah, and Disconnector and Tempo is able to grab that tower on the bottom side. They've really fought their way back into it. It has been as much as 3,000 gold ahead for ROTM, now clawed it back to about 1,000. They've equalized the dragons. They've kind of stabilized after a rough early game, and now ROTM, it feels like, is the team that needs to find the next big move.
Yeah, and that could be around the Herald that was just picked up right before Max went down. Another uncontested objective that ROTM is able to pick up. So hopefully this Herald can get a little bit more use than the first one. Of course, you always like to see the first Herald get some gold, but a little mistake from Spizzy early. Hopefully they use this second Herald in a better way.
Yeah. Everyone pinging around this dragon. Drew Dozer has teleport, so he can be there, but Hoarder cannot because he doesn't have teleport. So you have to really be careful about how you navigate this particular dragon standoff. Max might be caught a little bit. GFP goes in for the engage. There's no real follow-up, so Yeah, I was going to say, able to get out thanks to the lantern, but Coin Flips Up is here. Will pick up the kill with his Ignite. Tempo's in a little bit of trouble now. Caspian throwing in the feathers, and Spizzy picks up the kill. 2 kills right before the dragon spawns, and now Disconnector in a little bit of trouble, getting chased down by the Mad Viking. Underneath the tower, just doesn't care about anything. Hoarder picks up that one. Spizzy now in. Drew Dozer gets knocked up and taken to the Death Chamber. ROTM find 4 kills and the mid lane tower.
Yeah, and that's all started from GFB, just way overextended. No way you're going to be able to kill that Annie by yourself there, especially because you're behind. Don't even have the Mythic there. And just breaking open the game here, RTM a little bit with the Rift Herald. Get that tower, should be able to get this dragon. Might reset before it, but we'll have to see if there's a fight there.
Meslo, not deterred, just walking very boldly in right now. Doesn't have his cage available, and yeah, immediately the flash, but the stun chases him from Max, gets the knockup. That's a little enterprising there from Meslo. Although he's bought time for the rest of his team to maybe regroup. Spizzy able to take the dragon. Now the Ragnarok is back up. Hoarder just needs to try to auto-attack the stun. Goes down onto Caspian. They get the flay back in. GFP picks up the kill onto Max, takes him low. They'll trade that one back out. It's a huge... Aphelios ult, though, from Disconnector as he walks back in. Hoarder falls. Caspian just trying to get away from Disconnector, who is full health on the Aphelios. Just a huge Aphelios ult.
Yeah, RTM definitely staying a little too long there. Really needed to back right after the dragon take, but Meslo stepping up made them commit to the fight a little bit longer. So in the end, 2 for 2 at the end of that trade. But they pick up the dragon and had a really nice fight before that. So RTM out to a 4K gold lead.
2 p.m. Bram couldn't think of Moonlight Vigil for some reason, so yeah, that's the name of the Aphelios ult that I just called Aphelios ult 4 times. Anyway, it was a really good punch by ROTM, but it feels like the counter punch from ISU just as good. They're hanging around still, 2,500 gold, despite the unfortunate play around mid lane for them, and it's still very close. This is still definitely anybody's game. Coin Flips Up just trying to get into range with his Shrelias, but won't be able to close down Meslo, it looks like. Can at least spot her
not
in.
Quite in the range. But yeah, RTM's definitely going to try to set up topside vision here, try to play around this Baron. That is the next objective on the map. So if they can find another couple kills, that can really blow this game open for them.
Man, Bloodthirster's an item, isn't
Yeah,
it? Look at
it
that
is so
shield
good.
on Disconnector with overheal.
Yep. It is really hard to blow him up, and I think pretty decent because you're playing against that Annie. If there's any time that you can flash in, it gives you an extra like 400 health just in shield. So
the 3-man Baron going to be spotted here by Drew Dozer. Hoarder about half health. They'll go over the wall, get the knockup. Oh, they'll send Spizzy back over as well. Everybody just flying in and out over this wall. Spizzy staying, gets knocked back by the Gragas ult. He's caught on the wrong side, cannot dash back over, has to use the Cyclone. Doesn't have flash available, so he's just going to Cyclone to his death. The shutdown goes to Disconnector, and now it's 4v5 on the map. Meslo's not here to join, but I don't think ROTM are quite aware of that just yet. Otherwise, they might be able to pick a 4v4. Max is trying to wait for them to come in, has his Tibbers ready if he wants to pull the trigger on it, but now it's ISU that's going to start up the Baron. Meslo doesn't quite get caught, able to sidestep. Max does find him though with the Tibbers. They'll try to look for the damage. Big engage, but Coin Flips Up, gets blown up by Meslo on the way in. Hoarder looking for the damage, able to finish off GFP, and ROTM has run over the fight. Drew Dozer being chased down, a double kill for Hoarder. He'll finish that one off with a triple kill. Meslo the last one alive for ISU, and the game is flipped back the other way for ROTM.
Yeah, a mechanical mistake from Spizzy there, baits onto the Baron, but a nice 4v5 fight for RTM to win at a numbers disadvantage.
Meslo is dead eventually. The ace for ROTM. Now they're looking at the Baron with Spizzy steaming his way there on the Wukong. There's 4 seconds before anyone's up for ISU, and ROTM now with a 4,000 gold lead and a potential to pick up the Purple Worm.
Yep. Should be a pretty easy pickup, crossing my fingers.
Teleport
ISU's
coming
trying
in
to
from
sprint
Drew
there.
Dozer. 4,000 health still on this one. Knock up immediately from coin flips up. They're trying to burn it down. 1,000 health. It's smited away successfully. In comes the Moonlight Vigil over the wall. Knocks back coin flip support with the barrel as well. Flash hook onto Spizzy. They should be able to pick up the Wukong at least on the end of this one, but it looks like the rest of ROTM should get out. He's boldly sacrificing himself. Almost kills Disconnector in the process. But Baron's secured. You keep it on 4 people. Not the cleanest Baron take in the entire world, but you can't be too upset with the way that went.
Yeah, definitely not. Definitely a nice pickup for RTM. Only trading 1 for that is pretty decent, but with the Dragon coming up here, it should give ISU time to set up for this Drake. So if they can set up a nice vision line here, might be able to get the pick that they need onto an RTM member.
Well, 3,000 gold lead, 4,000 almost. For ROTM, you have the Barons. This Dragon setup is a little bit risky, though. ROTM wants this Dragon a little bit more than ISU does, but it would stall out a potential Infernal Soul. Spizzy is going to be the last one to the fight, it looks like. Oh, coin flips up. Has a flank angle, but has been spotted by ISU, and they've really herded ISU into this little corridor. They're still continuing to chase down coin flips up, but it looks like he's okay. A Poppy ult just sends Spizzy back to his own red buff. Oh no, that was just the clone. That's actually fine. We don't care about that one at all. Hoarder now in, looking for the engage. GFP is going to be the first one caught. They get a lot of crowd control down onto Max. Dozer's going to be the first one to fall. Meanwhile, Disconnector is left for dead by the rest of his team and gets taken down by Spizzy. They'll find another couple of kills over the wall. The roots land onto Vagar. They'll pull coin flips up underneath the tower and at least equalize that, but it's a double kill for Spizzy. Max looking to chase down Meslo. He's trying to get enough time for his cage to come back up. It does, but now Spizzy picks that one up. It's the triple kill for the Wukong, and now an open map for the rest of the team.
Yeah, and with the Baron, I think it means that they're going to just send Spizzy to do the Dragon by himself, try to push down this inhib with Hoarder and Caspian, but really nice flank there from Coinflip, and also the patience from ROTM to kind of just wait and play the mentally taxing game of, oh, we have to think about this Rakan on one side, and we have to think about the rest of the team from RTM. And even though Coinflip does get kind of stopped by the Poppy W, it was still enough to disruption for RTM to find a nice angle into the fight and come out way ahead.
In enemy territory, gets pushed back by GFP, gets hooked by Tempos, just uses his CC immunity, he'll walk on out.
Yeah, and that's the Olaf. Most other champions would die there, but the fact that you're not able to stop him from moving definitely makes it difficult. So it is going to burn the ult, which could be impactful potentially in the next fight.
Yeah, already about halfway back up. Spizzy is here looking for it, has his blast cone back out to safety. This is really high pressure from ISU, and look at the other side of the map right now. ROTM continuing to push in. There's not really an objective other than this blue buff that can be grabbed. They're going to hand it over to Dozer, or Drew. I don't know which one he actually prefers. Maybe it's both.
Yeah, but there should be a bot lane tower for RTM taking this second one.
Yeah. Being careful around the cage from Vagar. Not going to be able to grab it this time, but still continuing that pressure. Spizzy taking away the jungle camps on the side as well. So they have the numbers if they need it. They're even calling in Olaf, so this could be a big collapse, but it looks like ISU has sensed something is up over here as Dozer backs and is headed this way. So full 5v5 around this bot lane tower currently.
Yeah, and RTM is just letting those minions flood into the base through mid lane, so somebody's going to have to respond, and then they can kind of look for their opportunity.
Yeah, they've separated Meslo from everybody else. I don't think that this is quite where our team wants to pull the trigger, but they're still looking for pressure. They're looking for this tower. Hook over the wall. He's got Ragnarok, got Flash, and Ghost, so shouldn't be any particular threat onto the Olaf, and the siege will pay off for ROTM as they do successfully secure this turret.
Yeah, the pressure that Annie running up with stun, pretty scary to have to think about, does create enough space for them to get the tower and just continue to play with those mid lane minions, as you probably want to rotate the rest of your team up the top side here and try to get this second tower in a repeat play.
Yep. Baron in a minute means that we'll see just a little bit more farming, and then the big confrontation that probably decides the game around that Baron. It's a 7,000 gold lead for ROTM. There's a potential Infernal Soul waiting for them at about 230 if they want to stall it out long enough for that.
Yep. Either way you cut it, there's going to be a big fight around one of these objectives. A lot of pressure coming out from RTM to force ISU to try to fight them. If you're ISU, definitely want to try to look for a pick. You have a lot of lockdown potential if you can get basically anyone but Hoarder. So trying to find someone that's isolated before one of these objectives pops up might give you the advantage you need to come back in a fight.
I think a lot of it, a couple of these fights, we've just seen Disconnector get blown up, and the team hasn't really been peeling for him. They're trying to engage with their peeling abilities, and I think if you play around the Aphelios, it looks a little bit better. This is a nice looking start, though, as they try to pick Max, but our team was waiting in the bush away from them. GFP taken pretty low. Hoarder also very low, trying to kite back away. He gets shut down by Disconnector. This is what I'm talking about, though. With Disconnector free firing, he's got so many chakrams built up right now, and just walking forward in onto Spizzy, they'll shut him down as well, and ISU gets 2 huge shutdowns back to back, and that should be their Baron.
Yeah, and that's a lot of gold going on to Disconnector as well. Exactly who you want. This could be the swing that they need to get back in the game. 2 big shutdowns and then an objective shutdown on this Baron is going to be huge for them. And just like you said, you want to hold those key spells like the Vigar Cage and the Poppy W for when RTM does decide to fully commit to the fight. RTM, a little bit a wonky start to the fight there, and ISU just sitting back on Disconnector so he could free fire.
Well, RTM still has all of their flashes available, which is being pinged right now. Kind of an interesting side effect of the way that fight took place. Meant that there wasn't safe places to flash to or aggressive flashes to be had. So you have them up for a potential Infernal Soul fight, and that means that the Baron potentially doesn't matter. If you can just wipe them, get rid of all these Baron buffs, they just got the gold, essentially. But it's going to be hard to find an angle, I think, right now. Coinflip's up, looking to do the same little routine that he did last time. He's trying to pop over the wall. Max gets blasted back by the Gragas barrel. GFP finds Coinflip's up in the bush. Hoarder's there to try to defend his boy, though. Rakan, fine. As a result of all of that, everybody's still pretty full health bars. Hook across the chasm, not quite able to connect. They get the stun, though, onto Hoarder. He's looking for the engage onto Tempos. Just throws the axe in there. There's still 10,000 health on the Baron. They send Max to the sky. Hoarder gets blown up. Tempos takes that kill. Now they're kiting back around Caspian. He's got the ult, just trying to get some damage down. Big's charm from Coinflip's up. Now Max is able to rejoin. They get the shutdown. GFP low. Caspian finishes him off. On the other side, it's going pretty well for ROTM as well, as Max finishes off the double kill. Meslo flashes away. Spizzy chasing him down. Coinflip's up over the wall. They've got him cornered just a little bit. Do they have the damage to finish off the kills? Meslo finishes Spezzy, but he's still alive. Gets knocked up by Max. Coinflip's up and Max, the last 2 left alive. Caspian able to limp out of the fight as well. And RTM gets a 5-for-2 ace. They'll get the Infernal Soul at the end, but they won't be able to finish the game off of that.
Yeah, Hoarder getting blown up at the start of that fight. I thought things might turn sour for RTM, but finally got enough space where they weren't all on top to kind of find the skirmishes within the fight. And that's where RTM's team is excelling, is when you can kind of get those break-off groups where Zyra Khan can free fire on 1 or 2 people and ends up getting the sweep there and the dragon. With the soul now secured, definitely makes things a lot more dire for ISU. Had a nice turn onto the Baron play, but all those Barons now gone.
Yeah, that was just a huge fight by Caspian. Really good to see him pop off on the Xayah, and Max was able to rejoin just in the nick of time with the Tibbers that helped really turn the tide of that. And yeah, now back to a 5,000 gold lead. The throw has been stopped for a second while we have Infernal Soul, which is a permanent buff the rest of the game, as I'm sure everyone watching will know. And yeah, here we go. 3 minutes of objectiveless gameplay. So we'll see if ROTM can find any magic here, or if there's even really anything worth finding, or we just push waves back and forth for 3 minutes before we fight over the Baron.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty hard for RTM to siege. Just due to the nature of the comp, they're quite short range. So grouping up here doesn't make, I think, a lot of sense unless you're looking for that 5v5 fight where you wipe them. And that's what ROTM is built to do. They have to kind of find these fights around the objectives to be able to push effectively. Hoarder can do some stuff on the side lane by himself, but of course don't want to get caught out. So maybe splitting like 1-4 or something is a way for RTM to find an avenue in. But definitely want to use some inhib pressure if they can get some.
Yeah, looks like they're just trying to see if ISU will take the bait and walk into them. I mean, smart by ISU. They feel that pressure and they're just going to recall.
Yeah, there's not much for them to do. Honestly, if RTM's not on the map, they know that they're probably just waiting in that quadrant. So trying to hold off making any erratic plays. And there's no objectives on the map, so there's not really anything that they have to be too worried about here. That is going to change pretty soon. RTM trying to set up vision for this Baron.
Yeah, can you complete an item before then? Can you buy anything that'll help turn the tide? Disconnector has a stopwatch. I think is going to be something worth watching. He's also finished up his Lord Doms, so very strong on the Aphelios. As good a game as Meslo has had, I really feel like you just have to watch a Disconnector in these fights. As the Aphelios goes, it feels like so the team fight goes for ISU.
Yeah, he is their one consistent source of damage, so if you're able to blow him up, it's really hard for the rest of ISU to do enough damage to RTM to kill them. So it's going to be up to him and his team to make sure he lives through the fights, which is pretty difficult with things like the Annie coming at you.
Yeah, Baron up in 45 seconds. Last recalls being taken before this objective is up. Our team has pushed them all the way out of the vision. Does ISU need to fight over this Baron is maybe something that they need to consider right now.
Yeah, that is the question. I don't. It's really hard for them to enter this jungle. The best way that you can probably get to the Baron is by pushing that mid lane and coming in through the river. But that requires a bit of time that I'm not sure if they have enough with 15 seconds till the Barons spawn here.
Yeah, they've found a nice little pocket of vision that they can work with right now, but they still can't enter the river, and ROTM still ceding a little bit of space in order to maybe get the fight that they want to end the game. They've called in a Hoarder. He's on the other side, so this is the full 5v5. Recall from Disconnector would be kind of interesting right here.
Yeah, but if our team doesn't see it, they don't know. So that pressure can still be there. But if they suss this out, it could be pretty scary. Goes back to complete his item. Oh, did he press the stop?
What? He sold his stopwatch and bought Gale Force.
No, I think he may have accidentally stopwatched in base. Oh, yeah, because it went from up to down, and then he sold it. That is so sad. I wonder if he tried to swap it after he bought it in base and then clicked on it accidentally. But
Baron is so low, it's just smited away by Spizzy. They'll send him back away. Does the fight go well for ROTM? That's what we need to watch. Coin flips up. Can't quite find the engage. Now does with the charm. Hoarder's just trying to fight his way through, but Caspian isn't quite there. Now Max is. Drops the bear on him. They'll tear through. 3 for 1 so far. Just coin flips up down, and Disconnector falls as well. That should be the game for ROTM off of that fight. It's Meslo versus the world right now as he teleports back to his base. Can he make the final stand? We're escorting in Baron minions. RTM up 8 kills, up 8,000 gold as they walk on in. Here's Meslo, though, has the cage. It's a good start. Gets a little chunk onto Caspian. I don't know why I'm narrating this so closely. I don't think that he can really do it. And ROTM just bullies their way on through. They'll hit an axe onto him. Meslo is in trouble as he flees back to his base, and the Nexus falls. Game number 2. ROTM improves to 1-on-1, and hopes are high now for day 2.
Yeah, and that is a really big win there to get the win. it's really nice. RTM going to go 1-1 into day 2. Helps them out. Don't have to play quite as stressed because, of course, if you go to 3 losses, you're going to be eliminated from advancing to the next round. But a nice pickup there, really clean all around. There were a couple fights that didn't go their way, but nice early lead that they just kind of leveraged into the Dragon Soul and those objectives.
Yeah, so a huge win for the boys sets them up nicely for tomorrow on 1-1. You like to see that? You don't not like to see that?
Yeah, we'll be back same time tomorrow, 12 Central, with day 2 of NACL. We'll have 3 games tomorrow.
Yeah. Same time tomorrow, Knuckleheads. We'll see you then. Boy, an exhausting 2 hours of gameplay. Thank you all for watching. If you don't follow this stream, please hit the follow button, as it does help us out and helps support amateur League of Legends. Follow us on Twitter at middle6gg. If you really want to toss a sub, we'll use the money to help support the team. My son, my dog Kale, is squeaking a ball in your ear here. Yeah, I guess go watch Unified. I don't know. Team Ambition's still streaming. Maybe they're playing. We'll go raid Team Ambition. We'll see you guys tomorrow back here, noon Central. Show the dog.
Yep.
I don't think I actually have my webcam set up. Otherwise, I would.
Great. See you all then.